Hey y'all, I'm Lindsay Schooler, and this is my favorite practice to teach folks who wake up incredibly stiff or sore, or who just tend to be naturally feeling stiff. But this can be beneficial for everyone. Okay, this is a yin practice, so it is 6 shapes. It's super simple, but I'm just going to show you each of the shapes. Then you're going to you can write them down or pause this video because you're going to practice each of these for several minutes, or it can just start out as several breaths. Okay, it's just our spinal ranges of motion, but held for longer periods of time. So the first is our spinal flexion. So we're going to come into a little child's pose. We're going to round our back. I'm going to scoot back so you can see a little bit easier. We're going to round and curl up. You can rest arms down along your sides or at your low back. We're going to tuck our face into so our spine is fully rounded, and then we're just going to breathe. Now a slightly deeper or perhaps more experienced version of this is going to be rabbit, where you reach back for your feet and then press into your legs, lifting with very little weight onto the crown of your head as a huge back stretch. And so you could start out again holding any of either of those for several minutes or several breaths. We don't want to go too far too fast. Now the next one is going to be our spinal extension, right? So we stretch the back. Now we're going to stretch the front. Now coming onto your belly and just bending your knees and or propping up on your forearms is already a spinal extension. So this might be it for you. But you could also have a pillow under the front of your head and chest here. You could also alternatively reach back for your feet, whether you want to make this a little bit more active or a little bit more passive. And again, just feeling your breath. No force, no strain. You don't want to stay in any super deep stretches for a very long time. So again, just several breaths or a couple minutes if that's feeling quite safe for you. Okay, we did that front to back. Now you're going to do side to side. This is banana asana or crescent moon. Hopefully you'll be able to see the way that I do this here on the floor. You're just going to stretch out long. Take your hands and feet a little over to one side, your head as well, and it's not very far, it's not very much. We just want to make this crescent moon sliver, and we want all of our limbs still on the ground, right? So we don't want this side to lift up like this. We want to be flat on the ground. You can also cross an ankle over the other or gently clasp a wrist, and then we're going to breathe and soften while we're here. And in each of these shapes, while we're here, we want to avoid going deeper in the time that we're there. Even if we feel ourselves softening and able to, we just want to enjoy breathing and existing in that softness and release. Now, spend as many breaths or minutes in each side of this crescent moon or banana asana shape as feel helpful for you. But we're targeting our fascia here first and foremost, or connective tissue, and so this is why and especially the patience and breath and time that we spend in each of these shapes is what will lead to, or the hope is, the goal is this real relief in the tension system in our body. Now, the last range of motion after those front to back and side to side is a gentle twist. So this can look a lot of different ways for a lot of different folks, but you can have legs staggered, you can have that bottom leg straight, that twist that a lot of us are familiar with, or you can have both knees hugged up and over. But whatever twist you choose, you want it to be something that feels relatively easy, that your body feels at ease. There's very little to no effort. You don't have to hold yourself there, and it feels quite safe to just do less with every breath. You do want to try to be curious about feeling that twist is being experienced, though, in all three segments of the spine, as our body may tend to compensate where we're mobile and avoid rotation where we're tight. So just being curious about how it feels as you breathe in that twist in the low back, the belly, and the middle spine, the ribs and chest, the head and neck. Again, take your time in each of these. Whenever you unwind from that twist on your first side, you really want to take a few breaths, take some time in that neutral spine in between. Take your time in that second side. And this is a great one to set a timer in, and as you're doing these ranges of motion, especially if you're doing this in the morning or in the evening. By the time you get to that spinal twist, you may be getting pretty relaxed, and so we don't want to fall asleep in it. So it can be helpful to set a little timer for a couple minutes. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to take a few breaths or a little bit of time just resting, maybe on your back in neutral with hands on belly and heart, or arms stretched out, stretching yourself out like a big starfish shape, resting on the floor afterwards. It can be lovely. But thank you for learning this practice with me here today.